come to the elections debate. Today we have our one set of candidates here. They are Lim Lu and Kok Yang, and they will be seeking your support for next week's election. Alright, so tonight, this is the night to find out anything you want to know about them, any doubts, any questions. Question them. This is the night. Alright, so the flow of events. They will start with 30 minutes of presenting their plans, who they are, what they are doing. Then we will have a Q&A of the questions that you submitted online. After that, we will have a Q&A open to the floor. Anybody can ask anything. And finally, a closing address, 10 minutes for our candidates. So without further ado, let me pass over to the candidates for their opening address.
Hello everybody, very good evening to everybody who is right here now. Thank you for taking time to come down and to listen to what we have to say. The crowd is a bit little, so if you guys want to come and listen to us, you all can see the crowd. Yeah, if you guys have work, you all can do your work and listen to us. Yeah, okay. So we are Team GC, consisting of me, Lim Ju, and Kok Liang as running as the Vice President. And here's our tagline: okay, we go great lengths to solve your problems, and all we need is your trust, right? Trust that you can count on us, trust that we can solve your problems. Okay, you guys might be wondering why we are using a tree as a first slide. Okay, so what we want to represent is the tree or the K7 as a tree, right? Whereby it is a home to a lot of different organisms, different animals, different insects. So what we need to do to sort of like make sure that the tree is alive, the tree is growing well, is to have all the different elements that we need. And all these different elements are actually some of our plans that we have in mind, so that the tree can sort of like grow better or grow bigger or bear more fruits, right? So later on, Kok Liang will be presenting to you some of the problems that were faced by some of the residents, and of course the present situation that we have. And he'll be moving on to telling you all what our objectives are and our vision. And of course, our main plan for the year next year is our 100-year project, which is represented by the sun, because it is very important to us for the next year. Right, so I'll pass the time to Kok Liang.
I'm Kok Liang, running for Vice President for this year, and thank you for coming down today. So I will start with the problems and the present situation for our hall now. Okay, so the first thing I would like to talk about is the problem of succession. So I believe that many CCS leaders, maybe each year, will face the problem of not able to find successors, because some of them might let fall, and some of the members might not willing to take out the responsibility. And even though some of them might decide to take out the responsibility at the end, they will not put in their full effort, because what they are lacking is actually the passion. Yeah. And the next thing would be, especially in sports, start with team set leader. So every year you can see some of the sports team, because they don't have any continuity, so every year we have to start training freshmen again and again. So in the long run, if you want to improve our sport achievement, it's actually quite hard for them. Okay? So for the second part, we will be talking about the mindset, and these are the few phrases that I think we are quite familiar with. For example, I don't care if I'm not involved. Yeah. Second thing, I come to hall just to study only. I don't want that. And the fourth thing is, why change so many times? And actually from these four phrases, right, we can really feel that some of us might not treat KE as a whole. Instead, we just treat KE as a place to stay and to study, that's all. Okay. So the third thing would be the dignity and volunteers. So I think it's quite clear. And I believe there are some residents in this hall that might not even know well about who their neighbor is. And we can't even expect them to know who are those people within CCH, right, we also found out that actually there are less collaboration with CCH. So every one of us, maybe we have a very fixed circle in the soil itself. Yeah. And the next thing would be the KH reputation. And as we all know, and we are quite familiar with the second and third, everybody not from KH will ask, what is KE and where is it? Yeah. So you can really know that our presence in NUS is not really good. So what we are going to do is try to improve the situation. Yeah. And the next thing will be our alumni relations. And you can see that for every event, we can see a few alumni back, but we are asking for more alumni to come back. Because since we are already mentioned that once a Kiwian and always Kiwian, so we would like to have the sense that every alumni, regardless of whether they have already graduated or not, they will be willing to come down and to contribute to this hall if we needed their help. Okay? And the last thing would be the internal hall spirit and enthusiasm. And internal hall spirit, we can see that participation of the hall events is quite low for some. For example, the Kiwians Day that has passed quite a few weeks before, we can see that attendance for Kiwians Day is not that good, even though it's a day to celebrate our hall. Yeah. And in terms of productions, right, many of us might go and support, but many of us might just buy the tickets in order just to get the points. And in terms of RFG, you can also see that we can see every time only those who have responsibility, they will attend the match itself. But other than that, we can just see like other members will be willing to go down and support our team player. And yeah. So actually, for this problem and situation, what I individually think is there's a two root causes for this thing. And the root causes would be one, the sense of belonging, and two, the Kiwian's identity. So I would like to define what we mean by sense of belonging. And the sense of belonging is the sense that we will always feel being protected because there's always someone there to help us and to give advice. And the sense of belonging, we also can understand that everybody will treat everyone as family members. We will share our joy together and also we will share the hard times together. And everyone will be willing to contribute to this hall even though they are graduated. And be prepared to serve and contribute. So this is what we mean by the sense of belonging. And as you all know, our motto is to serve, to seek, and to strive. And actually, sense of belonging can be related to serve part. We are willing to serve to this hall. We are willing to serve. And the second would be the Kiwian's identity. So what we define Kiwian's identity is consisted of two parts. The first part would be we are proud of what we are doing. No matter how our performance is, if we do well, we will be proud of our performance. If we do bad, we will also be proud of our performance because we treat everyone as a family member of ours. And the second thing is we will never give up and we never lose faith. We will have the strong sparking spirit to strive for a better improvement and to seek for a better placing. So this is what we define the sense of belonging and the Kiwian's identity. And from these two causes, we come to our vision for this year and might actually extend this vision to a few years later. So what we're going to create is actually to be a hall where every students and alumni is united and committed to it. This relates to the research part and a place where everyone's talent and potential is brought out to build one KU hall with pride. So this we will relate it to serve, to seek and strive hard. And I will elaborate more on the fighting later. So we will come up with the three main objectives for the year, and these three main objectives is the things that we wish that we can achieve during our period. The first thing is to seek. And to seek is to create a strong sense of belonging and identity. So what I mentioned just now, we will feel proud of what we are doing, we will keep fighting and to seek for improvement, and also we will treat this as a home of ours. So we come to our objective 2. The objective 2 will be to strive hard. And to strive is to strive for better improvement. So we would like to increase involvement and participation, and we will always try our very best, regardless of whether we are winning or we are losing. Okay? So, and the third objective would be to serve. And to serve is to create a strong and firm alumni network, which I mentioned just now. We would like every hall members that have left this hall to have the feeling that although I've left this hall, but KE Hall will always be somewhere in my mind. And I'm willing to contribute and to help whenever and whatever needed in this hall itself. And we would like to have more context between our current alumni and our current hall members. Okay. So, from these three objectives, we move on to the 100-year project. Okay, this thing is a project, it's a special project, and it's a special project for the year. And our motive for this project, the first thing is to celebrate what we have achieved all the 100 years. And the second thing is the most important thing. We would like to instill the sense of KE pride. So I believe some of us, like I mentioned just now, they just treat our hall as a place to just study or a place to just live. And many of us might even feel ashamed because maybe our identity placing is always the last. So they always think that KE Hall is just a place to study, we are not good at anything, and KE Hall is just a place to study. But we need to remind ourselves that actually hall activities is not consist of just sports. We need to know and to celebrate what we have done so far and what we have really did well so far. For example, our productions and for our cultural CCAs and even our sports, we do have our own talents. And we must not give up on ourselves and we must lose faith. Even though we lose, we must lose with pride and we must show this strong spirit not just to our hall members, but we need to show them to all the other hall members that we are proud to be Material. And to move on, I will talk about some of the projects that we have done so far. And the first thing would be the anniversary logo and the song theme. And this we have mentioned during the itinerary. And because next year is a special year for ours, so we tend to encourage all the hall members to come up with a song, an anniversary song. And I do believe the song is a very special and a very powerful tool to unite people together. Because this is something, a common thing that we have, a song. And the logo is a special logo for the year. And this logo will be used for all the publications, all the publicity materials, and all the things that we are going to produce. And we would like to take this opportunity to expand the ideas and keep reminding all of us that this year is a 100th year. Yeah. And the second part would be the hall history mural, which Kim Joo has registered. And this hall history mural will have it most probably the corridor beside our hall. And the reason that we're going to have this mural is to know and to find out our rules. And in the meantime, we want to increase the contact with all our alumni. And the third thing would be the collective thinking of KE100. And I think this is a very nice and a very good idea to unite everybody. And the thing is like this, there will be a few lead painters, and from this lead painter itself, they will distribute the job to every single member of this hall. So actually every single member of this hall will have the opportunity to participate in this drawing itself. And what's more, we can even leave a space for our alumni. And when the next year's students day is there, we can actually present this drawing as a present to all of us. And we move on to the next thing, hall dinner events. And this hall dinner events, we aim to encourage more alumni to join the events and to have more contacts with our current members. And for example, we can even ask alumni to perform in the alumni day or some of the hall formal events. Okay. And for the pageant, right, we can even ask our alumni to be the judge. Yeah. So this to really increase the contact between ourselves and our alumni. Yeah. And the next thing would be the Run KE Talk Relay. And instead of just Run KE, just a competition, we would like to insert a more meaningful things in this KE Run itself. This is what we call the Run KE Talk Relay. And this talk relay actually signifies the continuity of different batches of this hall. So we will always pass down our experience to our next generation and to ensure that we can do better every year. Okay? And last thing would be the affiliate publication. And this publication is actually aimed to collect some of the information about our hall and some of the great things that our hall has did. And also, we would like to include some interviews between ourselves and the alumni. And I believe they will be willing enough to share their experience. Yes. And now we'll come to the next part of our presentation, which is our plans, and give you a takeover. Thanks.
Right, so for now, I'll be presenting to all of you about our plans for the next year, which means our plans for the different sectors, different CCA sectors, and also for our own plans as a JCRC next year. Firstly, we'll be talking about block committees. Yeah, and the first thing that we are going to implement is about the senior and freshman buddy system. So for this system, right, what you will achieve is that what will happen is that the seniors who are interested to know more about their freshmen, be it they want to know more of the freshman girl or to know more about freshman guys, they can sign up through the block.com, and what you achieve is that the seniors will have more interaction with the freshmen, which was one of the problems that was brought up by some of the residents, whereby they think that there's little interaction between the seniors and the freshmen, other than coming down for block suppers. And of course, for people to come down for block suppers or block activities, I think they come down mainly because they know the person or they know the other person is coming down. So after, if we really do implement this system, the starting point will be for the seniors to be active enough to sort of jio the freshmen down for block activities. And of course, don't worry if you think that is a added responsibility for you. We are intending to give bonus points as well. And this bonus point will actually be determined by the block heads. Yeah. And next thing that I'm going to talk about is about the block cohesion. A lot of people think that within the block there's little, the people within the block is not very bonded, right? So what we are suggesting is for block committees to organize block activities which are sort of like require the level mates to play with each other. Some sort of like if we play frisbee or basketball or captain's ball, okay, we'll have the different levels to play against each other. So this will actually have the level themselves, the people within the same level to play and sort of bond together, right? And of course, because for the smallest unit of smallest unit in hall is actually the individual, and then next level will be the levels. So I think it will be better to start from a smaller level first, and then thereafter we move on to a bigger level, which is in terms of block. Alright, so in case you think that we are focusing too much on block cohesion, this year we actually have quite a lot of inter-block suppers, and of course inter-wing or mixed wing or mixed block suppers, right? So these activities or these suppers will actually be a platform for people from different blocks to interact with each other. One example would be the traffic light supper, which was held just this Monday, yeah, and I think it's quite a success whereby quite a lot of people turned up and all the food was finished, right? Okay. Next part I'm going to talk about is for the production sector. We are intending to have more collaboration between the production CCAs. For example, we are suggesting to have a combined short play during Children's Day, whereby Chinese drama, hall play, and SQRG can actually work together and share important points or important pointers that they have. For example, I think most of you know that SQRJ is very strong in terms of their behind the scenes processes, and hall play, Chinese drama actually very strong in terms of their acting and stuff. So I'm sure this will create a platform whereby they can share their experience and work together, and it will be a platform for them to interact between different CCAs of the same sector. And next, we are going to talk about is having a common brand name. Similar to the idea of having KE Media, whereby KE Media includes KE Vision, Motion, and Press. For next year, we are trying to implement this common brand name of KE Productions, whereby it includes Chinese drama, hall play, and SQRJ. So, what is the reason for doing so? Is to share the same resources, and of course to gather more publicity or to have a common pool of sponsors. Because I'm sure most of the companies want to look for a way to reach out to more audiences, and if we have a K Productions as a common brand name whereby these three productions actually work together to source for their sponsors, I think the different companies will be more willing to sponsor us, because when they sponsor this K production, their publicity, as in their logos, whatever they want to show to the audience, will be shown to three of the production directs, Chinese drama, SQRJ, the hall play. And as mentioned earlier on, this collaboration or this K production is also a way for them to share their experience and give any advice to the different CCAs. Yeah. Okay, and for sports sector, what we want to implement for next year is to have a common PT session. I'm sure most of you here do join sports CCAs, and most of the physical training sessions is actually quite the same. It's either upper body strength, lower body strength, or core strength. Actually, all these do the same exercises. So why not have a common PT day or common PT training session, whereby all the CCAs can come down and we can cut down on the resources, as in we can just have one main PT IC, right? Instead of having every CCA to have a PT IC. And of course, by doing so, you will also have the CCAs to interact with each other more while training together, right? And next is about the problem of lack of manpower during IHG. So for next year, for next year we are going to implement a system whereby as long as a person or freshman indicates interest in the CCA, and once you join the CCA, we will highly encourage the CCA to accept the members and let them come for trainings. Because in the first place, if the person is interested in the CCA, I think there's some passion in him or her to want to train better or to perform better in the sports. So why not just give them a chance? And because for our hall is a hall whereby everybody gets a chance to try out new things. And of course, I think with the period of one semester and the vacation period, I'm sure that is about 6 months or 5 months. With that 5 months, I think they'll be able to train and improve the certain level whereby they can really participate in IMG games. So that is the part about solving the problem of lack of manpower. And then for cultural sector, we are also going to encourage collaborations. For example, the hall song. Right now, the hall song, right? Most of the time is a person standing up on stage and then using the wonderful voice that he or she has and lead the song with the lyrics being shown on the screen. So we were thinking, why not have a collaboration between K on Song and Choir to really record a legit song, yeah, whereby we can play it through CD or soft copy, and everybody can follow along and sing along. It's like a national anthem or a school song, right? So yeah, because every time, I think most of the people here will forget the lyrics or forget how the tune sounds like. So if we have this song, everybody will be able to follow the tune and sing along to it. And as mentioned by Program, it's a powerful tool to unite people, right? And of course, as mentioned by Program earlier on, is about the anniversary song. So what we can do with the anniversary song, if the song written by the participant, right, is a fast-paced song, we can actually use that song to have a dance item, yeah, dancing with that the winning song, or have a K-Titans performance with that song. And of course, this will be performed by band. So it's another collaboration, and it's another platform whereby the CCAs within the same sector can work together, and this will in turn sort of like unite them together within the same sector. Yeah. Okay, so these are some of the plans that we have in mind for next year. What we realized in our hall, right, is that there is like no physical advertisement board or physical event board, as you can see in the dining hall, right? Because most of the time, publicity or like WhatsApp this week, right, is actually done online, and I think it's not like everybody will see Facebook every day. So why not have a physical board here, whereby because everybody definitely need to come down for meals, right? So if they come down for meals, they will be able to see the board, and they will be better informed of what is going to happen for the week. And of course, it doesn't only include the WhatsApp this week. It will be a space or a platform for all the different CCAs to post their publicity posters. And what we intend to have is also the events recap corner, right? Whereby we will put up the pictures or photos of the previous week's activities, so that they can think back and think about the fun that they had the last week. And of course, to take care of the welfare of the people better, we are going to have this anonymous feedback corner. Of course, there's an online feedback link that we can have right now. I think by having a physical feedback corner is also another way that we can take care of the residents' welfare. And another part will be for the countdown to Key Day, right? Okay, then talking about the hall publicity, we're going to split it into two different parts. It's about external publicity and internal publicity. Right? For external publicity, it's about the hall merchandise. Hall merchandise such as our hall shirts, hall stickers, or whatever that we are going to implement for the next year. And there are a lot of ideas, but we are thinking of which one to implement. The next slide, please. Right, so for external publicity, right, a lot of people actually don't know where K7 is. And as you can see in the picture, the junction before PGP and our hall, and the center is the really small sign that shows where K7 is. The small white square sign, right? So I think it is really not very obvious and not very visible. So actually we have researched and found out that actually we can have a 5-meter square directional sign. And I think there's no need for any license. That means we don't need to pay for it every year. So I think we can just look for a company which is able to make this sign. And next year, the incoming freshmen will not have any difficulty to come to King L7 Hall. And the next one is about this like having a K7 block words. I don't know what is this called, but I call it the block words, right? A lot of people think that, because King L7 Hall is near the PGP bus terminal, and they think that we are part of PGP, but we don't want them to think that way. right? Yeah, we want them to think that we are King of 7 Hall. So why not just have a blockwords, something very big that show that this is actually King of 7 Hall, right? This is talking about external publicity, letting people know where we are and who we are. And internal publicity, internal publicity is talking about the physical event board that we mentioned, and hall history mural, letting people or the residents know what are our roots. Okay, so because of the 100-year anniversary, there are some restructures that we want to have for the next year. We'll be introducing a new position which is called either the Special Project Director or the Social Director. So this position will actually be in charge of the special events which is related to 100-year anniversary, right? And because we are introducing one additional position, we are going to merge welfare and internal affairs. But that's not the main reason. The main reason is that because most of the time bloggers, right, who have problems, the first point of contact they will inform of, the first person they will inform will be the level ICs. The level ICs or the blockheads, right? So I think because internal affairs now takes care of the block comms, so if the internal affairs is taking care of the welfare as well, so there will be because right now there's two different positions, so I think the passing of information between the ID and welfare, there will be a bit of time lapse. So if we merge these two positions together, there will be one person who is taking care of all the block stuff and the welfare, alright? And of course, with this introduction of positions, we'll have some adjustments to the portfolio distribution. So these are our plans that we have for the next year. And the 100-year project as mentioned by Kok Yang. And this is the conclusion already. Yeah, we are Team GC. Yeah, we go great lengths to solve your problems, and that is all we have for you as part of our presentation. Thank you.
Okay, hello. Okay, for this question, right? Okay, so television performance for this year, and as you can see that almost every event they will come down and they'll take photos for us. And so what you can see now is that the technical head and one or the co-head system is a bottleneck. So we can't assure you that because both of us are not in vision, and we will be really willing to know more about it by asking their head. But everything that is good, and for the development of this CCA itself, we will definitely help out. We will definitely help out to this thing. Yeah.
Okay, moving on to the next question. This question is from Anonymous Lama from room 89757. I don't know if there's such a room. Okay, to both candidates. Question 1, what are your strengths and weaknesses? Question 2, tell me about a time when you had to overcome a major obstacle that stood in the way of you accomplishing your goal and commitment. And question 3, tell me about the time when you created agreement and shared purpose from a situation in which all parties originally differed in opinion, approach, and objectives. 1 minute. And now we have our lucky draw. Okay, thanks, sir. Thanks, answer.
Right. I'll be elaborating on what is my strengths and weaknesses, and also Kongyan's strengths and weaknesses. I think for the both of us, the strengths for both of us is actually we are quite responsible in the things that we do, and we will always do our best for the position that we are in. For example, me being the keyboard head and the airblock head, I always want to try to do the best for the orientation camp or the block, and bring benefits to the group of people that I'm in charge of. And of course, for Kok Liang, as you can see from his performance in Malaysian night and Chingay, he also wants to bring the best of the things to the people that he's in charge of. For example, he brought the SG50 shirts to our hall, right? Yeah. So it's about the people that we want to bring benefits to. And as for my weakness, I think that I tend to be a people person. Like I always want to please everybody. So that's one of my weaknesses. And for Kok Liang, you want to elaborate about your weaknesses?
Okay, I elaborate in my weaknesses. So the first thing would be, I think I'm someone with many ideas, but I have the ideas, but I am not personally go and do it. So every time I will think of many things that I think there will be a really great feedback and really great response from the people, but I just lazy to go and do it. So this is that part of myself. And second thing is, in terms of idea presentation, I think I'm still not good at this thing. So I'm thinking joining JCRC as a chance to improve all these things. Yeah. And okay, I'll talk about the obstacles. Okay, I'd like to talk about my experience in the Chingay event. Okay, so a very brief thing. So the first thing is that the attendance for this Chingay rehearsals and the practices is always low. For example, we have already ordered 180 packets of food, but it turns out only 17 people attend the event. So, and the worst part is that for the first day of the Chingay parade itself, the attendance in school is about 200 plus. But the second day itself is a very important day, and it turns out to be just 100 plus. So in order to solve this problem, right, we try to space out the distance between the dancers. And I tell myself that I cannot have any negative emotions now because we have to do it no matter how it goes. Yeah.
Can I go on to the third question?
Time's up.
Okay.
Okay, next question. One more of text. I've not seen. Okay, I've not seen you work together. Can I ask how you plan to work together? How are you going to reassure us you and your JCRC will work together with no divide? Kim Chu, how do you plan to work with Kok Liang? As the president, how are you going to share power with him? You have not worked together before. How will you handle the situation where both of you have conflicting ideas, decisions, or actions? Kok Liang, if you are having a conflict with Kim Chu, how will you allocate the power and authority? 1 minute starts now.
Hello. So to answer the first part of the question is about how we plan to work together, right? Okay. How we work together and how can we reassure you that we'll work together with no divide. Okay. So every time for me, right? I think what's most important is that we establish our V3R. Yeah, that's the thing that I will always do at the start of a committee or what. V meaning the vision, and 3R. 3R's meaning the roles, rules, and the relationships. So at the start of the year, when we step into office, I'll set these roles, rules, and relationship whereby everybody is agreeable. So in this way, everybody will know what they should do, what they shouldn't do, and what their responsibilities are. So there will be no divide between them because it is already agreed at the very start of a meeting. Alright? And to talk about whether is there sufficient power sharing, as mentioned earlier on, right? I really say that I'm a people person. I'll listen to people first now. Okay. So in this case, right? Every time if there's some conflict on ideas or anything that we have different views, I will listen to Kok Liang first and deconflict the ideas that we have. Right. So this is the part about how we are going to work together. And as for Kok Liang.
Oh, okay. So to what level I will give way to Kim in case of conflict. So, okay, in case we really are in a conflict, right, what I think is that we will stop discussing about the problem first. Instead, we are trying to get more ideas and get more advice from the people around us. Because if both of us are stuck in one conversation, right, actually we couldn't think and couldn't elaborate more on our ideas already. So after we gather the suggestion and advice from the other people around us, we will try to refine our ideas together and come up with a thing that we will agree on. Yeah. And how do you two plan to allocate power and authority? And I believe this you have just mentioned just now. It's a V3R thing. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Next question. Can we legalize drinking whiskey or any
Porridge.
question? Anonymous question.
Porridge, is it?
So please take 1 minute. Yeah, I'll give you 1 minute.
Would it be possible to skip some questions?
Do you all want to skip this question?
Yeah, skip, just skip.
Do you think it's really feasible?
No lah. I don't know, somebody asked it.
Yeah, I know.
This is
Just
democracy.
exercise of discretion.
Okay, democracy speaks. Okay, scenario. The president and vice president host. Skip. Okay, the boss says skip. Dictatorship. Considering that next year is a very high chance we'll be competing for energy, is also
Right. For next year, because it is our 100-year anniversary, and previous convening passed the flag to Zhao Ming. But the current JCRC and Hall Master has already mentioned that and is of a strong, we are having a strong stand that we are not going to take up convening hall for IAG. So in the case that as in all the halls want to take up this responsibility, then next year we just won't have IAG long. Yeah, and I think if we don't have IAG, the people who are winning, then I think they will still take it up, right? Because they still want to win, okay? And yeah, in the case that really no one want to do it, and we got no choice, but I think that wouldn't be the case, okay? In the case that we need to do it and we have to do it, we will have the sports director we'll implement a system whereby there's an internal and external sports director. So the external sports director will be taking care of the IHG, and internal sports director will be taking care of the internal sports staff. And as mentioned earlier on, our 100-year anniversary will be in charge of a new position, which is the special projects director or the social director. And I'm sure our next year's team will be chosen carefully by us, and will be able to do all these additional things that we have to do now. If really there's a case that we need to convene IAG and do 100-year anniversary celebrations as well. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next question. Both candidates, what mistakes have you made when you were leading the events you say you're leading, and what changes will you make?
Okay, for me, I'll talk about my experience as a keyboard head. I think most of the freshmen have seen me or the seniors being keyboard main committee members or OGLs. During the period of actual camp, I think most of you will see my face being a black face. Yeah, so I think that is one of the things that I would want to change if I were to do it again, because being a head, and especially it is an orientation camp, I think it is a bit bad for the head to show such a black face instead of it being a fun orientation camp. And some of the changes that I will make if I were to do it again, is to smile more during the actual camp, and of course to include more activities outside of hall, because the programs that we have is actually all contained within hall or within school. So these are some of the suggestions that I made to the next keyboard head, and I think that they will take my advice and they will include more activities outside hall, be it like a treasure hunt outside of hall or the places near KE.
Okay, I will talk about the Shinge thing. And actually, what I think is that at the beginning of this whole event, because I prefer to work directly to the people that in charge of the thing. For example, if there's problem with the financial thing, I will straight away contact financial thing. Yeah. And because of this, I seldom conduct meetings. And as I recall, I only have 2 meetings during this whole Shinge event. And it's actually at last year early of November. So actually after the final exam, we don't have any meeting. So the problem here is that actually, because we seldom have this meeting, then the relationship between the Shinge Com is not high enough. So in terms of communication and collaboration, there will be situations when one of the com is not willing or is not active enough to go and talk with the other com. So I will have to deconflict each of the situation every time. Yeah. So what I will do if I get the chance that I will have more bonding session with them. I mean, it's like a casual bonding system. So we can have casual lunch or casual dinner like each week. So we can talk more about what's happening and what they have done so far. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Next question. So it's next. Skip.
Okay, so I will answer this question. I think this question is a good question. And so the thing is that insightful thoughts. So the first thing I'm going to say is that actually, okay, maybe I have plans like what I said just now, but maybe whether it's feasible or practical enough, I'm not sure. So I think for a president, right, as a president, he should have experience to determine whether this plan is feasible or not. And the second thing is that actually before this election thing, we have already talked out. We have our discussions and we have shared our opinions, shared our thoughts, and we have already planned out how are we going to distribute the role together. Yeah. And the third thing is, I believe every leader has their own strength. And maybe my strength is just this insightful thoughts. And I think for president, right, he also needs to have a very good presentation skills. And he will need the ability to persuade people on what we are thinking about. Yeah. And the last thing is, maybe I'm from Faculty of Art and Social Science, so I can write better. Yeah, that's all.
Okay, we have 1.5 minutes. If you need to add. Okay, next. Moving on. This is the one that's supposed to speak. Sorry, technology is still being. How would you go about filling your roles in JCRC? What roles would you dedicate or any new roles introduced?
Hello. Okay. To answer this question, actually, this part is actually mentioned during the presentation, right? So, how will I go about to fill up your roles, fill up the roles in JCRC? Actually, we have approached some of the people in hall where we think that they are suitable for the positions, and some of the people we have confirmed their positions, and some of them are sitting right here. Yeah. And about what roles that we are planning to keep, most of the roles we are planning to keep, except for welfare and internal affairs. Okay, we'll be combining welfare director with internal affairs director, as mentioned earlier on, because I think it is more appropriate because internal affairs really mainly is in charge of the internal things of hall, which includes welfare as well. And one of the roles that we are going to introduce next year is special project director, and we can call it either special project director or social director. And this position will mainly be in charge of the different hall events, which is related to 100-year anniversary. Because next year being the 100-year anniversary, there will be a lot of events, a lot of celebrations or a lot of activities, and that we require a manpower or a person who is solely in charge of it. Of course, the different portfolio distributions, we will think about it again, because it doesn't make sense for all the CCAs that's under welfare and internal affairs to come under one person. So we will redistribute these CCA allocations after if we are being elected. Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Next question. 1 year is very short. What is the most important goal that both of you would like to achieve?
I agree that 1 year is very short, and there's so much things to do within such a limited time, which is 1 year. So what do we hope to achieve at the end of 1 year? Basically, I hope to see K7 as a hall which is inclusive, a place where all Kiwians can call it their home. And this actually relates to 3 of our objectives. And this will mean that if we really see a place where everybody will call it their home, this will mean that we have achieved our vision of giving a sense of belonging to all the residents. And by this, I mean to see all the level mates or all the neighbors to know each other, or even so they know who the members of the blocks are. And of course, other than residents feeling a sense of belonging, I also hope to see an increased participation in hall activities. And I think it is impossible to say that we want to see 100% participation rate, right? So as long as there's more people coming down as compared to previous years, I think we would have achieved our goals already. And Yeah, Kok Yam, I want to add on.
I think the one thing is what I mentioned as a game practice. I think next year I would like to take the 100th anniversary. We would like to take the 100th anniversary to really let our residents to appreciate what we have done and what we have done really well. So in order to cultivate this pride thing in all of us, we really need the assistance of all the seniors. Yeah. And that's all. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next question. Next question.
Yeah. What can we do for the hall that has never done before? I think it can be part of our plans about the external publicity, because our hall has been around for so long, and the directional signs actually, not a lot. I don't know why the directional signs have not been increased in size to make people know where we are. So this is the thing that we can do for the hall next year in terms of increasing the external publicity and increasing K's reputation, as in letting people know where we are. And of course, why should we win? I think the most important thing for us is that we have the passion and we want to serve our hall, and we want to do the best, as in to strive for the best and serve our hall. Yeah, and yeah, as mentioned before also, I hope to benefit, as in the whole population of K7 instead of like just a block or just orientation camp. Yeah, that is why I think we should win. Yeah.
Next question is to Kim Joo. You seem to want to benefit everyone involved, considering you think Capital and Kiwok cannot reach out enough. So how do you plan to target Chinese securities?
Yeah, the part about wanting to benefit everybody or to involve everybody in all, these are the people we call phantoms, right? I'm sure you all know the term phantom. And I think the issue about phantom people is that we can sort of solve it or make it less inherent through some of the plans that we have mentioned earlier on. And for example, within the block, we will be implementing the block buddy system. Right? So through this system or through this implementation, right, the seniors will be able to reach out to at least 3 to 4 of the freshmen. And for now, I think, yeah, for now it's a 50-50 ratio for seniors and freshmen. So it doesn't matter if we don't have every senior to want to sign up for this buddy system. Alright? So we just need some of the active or we just need the seniors to be supportive of our plans and sign up for this system. And of course, other than implementing this block buddy system, right, next year will be filled with a lot of fun activities which are held in conjunction with our 100-year anniversary. So I think with all these interesting and fun activities, whereby there are a lot of people coming down, I think this will have a better hall spirit, whereby in the first place there's quite a lot of people coming down already. So it's like a 气氛 or the atmosphere that we are going to create for the next year. Because if we want to include everybody to come down and to participate in these events, we first have to start out right at the start of the year, which is through Key Walk. And I think for all the years, Key Walk has been quite successful. So yeah, so that's how we plan to target every resident. But of course, even if we target all the residents, there are also not all the residents have the same schedule or the same timetables. So there will be it will be difficult to achieve 100% participation rate as mentioned earlier on. Okay, so what we want to achieve is to reach out to all the residents, but if they cannot make it due to their personal commitment or their schedules, I think it's fine as long as we reach out to all the residents. Yeah.
And we truly believe that to gain attention and to gain trust in a single day is not enough. Because as you know, like many companies, they really spend a lot of years in order to get trust from people. And since we have already decided to run for the president, and we will always persist and try always to gain the trust from the people. And if we decided to give up now, and how do you think that the hall residents will trust us to lead this hall? So no, we are not going to give up. We will try our own best way to gain more attention from people.
How to gain support? I think it's about talking to people and being a people person and make them feel that actually they are being heard. And in order to do this, I think if you guys still feel that we are not listening to you guys enough, what we can do is actually go door to door if you guys want it. And I'm serious. If you guys really don't feel that you all are being listened to, we will go door to door. Maybe tomorrow is not a good day because it's bus supper, but I'll be at bus supper, right? I'll be at bus supper, and you guys can actually come to me, or if you want, I can go to you. And Friday is Good Friday. It's not a good day. Monday. Oh no, D&D. I'll be at D&D as well. I'll be dressed up together with a table. So you can find me also, right? If you are looking at this video, I think the video will be posted. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And now that the next segment, so Q&A part 2, we are opening questions to the floor. With all the written questions, we will forward them to the candidates. There are actually a lot more questions over there. And we are looking at them to prepare written answers for you. For now, we would like to open questions to the floor. If you have a question for candidates, please raise your hand. Our reps down there will pass your time and you can ask questions. We have first question.
Do I have to say all that? Do I have to say all that? What name, room number, TCA, whatever?
Do you know him?
They know me, they know me.
Yeah, same rules apply. They have 1 minute to think, 3 minutes to answer. Okay. Okay, so I got one long list actually. Like me and the other Lao at the back, we were actually looking at your presentation and we thought of a few things we can ask. Okay, the first thing, right, is I'm as a senior, right, okay, I'm quite concerned about the maintenance of the alumni database. Because from what I know about the past few years, right, somehow or other it gets lost in transition. So what actually we thought about, right, is that maybe the JCRC can handle the alumni database instead of giving it to a committee. Yeah, for maintenance, like so that the transition is better, so that you all can make sure that it's always there in a sense. Yeah, so actually this is more of a suggestion than a question actually. Yeah. Okay. The next one, right, is about the succession issue. Because I was in all place set building, then I'm not sure whether you're aware, but then the issue was that in set building itself, right, every single set builder who built the thing, there was only one freshie and all year 3, year 4s. And to put it into better context for you, right, all the things were finished only 1 week before hall day, and that 1 week before hall day, right, it was not even halfway done. And what happened was that me, a graduated senior, and Nick, 3 of us, we built things for 11 hours straight to build everything. So it's like that. Obviously, you can tell that there is zero succession. So I want to know how you all will address this issue, because hall play has been a very major thing from KE, and like for me personally, I don't want to see more. Yeah, so I want to know Okay, so I don't know what is your take on this. Because we know that she actually negotiated to keep all the wood in meeting room 1 so that it can save money for next year's hall play. So with regards to Mr. Johnny Yap, okay, how are you all going to address this issue? Because money is also important thing for hall play. I'll leave the next week or later. Thank you.
In terms of the succession problem under set building from hall player, right? I think because right now, from what I understand, is that the set building seniors are already going to graduate or leaving hall already. So next year there isn't anybody to take over it. So I think what we can do is to seek help from other productions, Chinese drama. So what we can do is to seek help from Chinese drama to actually help hall play in building their sets. And of course, at the same time, when they are building the sets, they don't only build by themselves, they will teach the incoming freshmen. So this will ensure that their skills are actually being passed down also. Because the problem now is that next year there won't be any seniors or inter seniors left. So this is one solution that we have in terms of helping set building for hall play. Right, and then for the wood issue, right? Yeah, we agree that we need to save money for hall play in terms of buying of wood because in every year we have to buy the wood and redo again. I think it's very time consuming also. Yeah, so Roxanne, you want to elaborate more about this part of wood? Yeah.
Because currently we are not sure whether how we think about the wood thing. But because both of us really agree that we should keep the bills down to cut costs in the future. So if we are given a chance, we will try to negotiate with Johnny on these issues. Yeah. And we want to add on the succession thing, right? Because what we have said that because next year we might launch the key production team, and because if you are launching this thing, that means we are going to give more attention on this thing itself. So maybe during keyword itself, we will publicize more on the key productions. And maybe we can invite more people from the production itself, maybe whole play, Chinese drama, and to let them share their experience with the freshmen. So at the beginning of the keyword itself, they can already know who are those prospective people that can join and to help the whole play itself. Yeah.
Okay, thanks for the answers. Okay. Okay, next question. Okay, so the next question is, okay, I saw that, okay, actually we saw that you all actually have a lot of events in mind, okay. Now our question to you is, who is going to do it? Because as you all can tell now, right, the current freshie batch, it's how to put it, freshie koyong. There's a lot of people taking up double head roles. For example, let's say Kenneth is taking up D&D head and Vision Vice head. So it's if the succession already got problem, right, then who will do all the planning for events? And the thing is okay, you can't possibly push everything HPB because that is a bit unfair for them also. Yeah, so yeah, how are you going to do it?
To answer the question, right, firstly, we are going to have a new position, which is either the social director or special project director. So for that position, the director will be mainly overseeing or be in charge of some of the events that were being mentioned earlier on. And of course, we will not be throwing everything to the single person because there's a lot of events going on. So most importantly, the most important event that is going to happen next year, it will be the 100-year Keegan Day, right? Yeah, so that part, right, me and Cornell will be together with the special project director. So for this issue about having not enough people to be in charge of these different events, I think if it is also unfair to throw everything to HDB, right? So maybe for some of the things we can discuss with the incoming HDB head as to whether which are the projects that they want to take up and which are the projects that they think that they lack manpower to conduct the events. So this is one way that we can sort of reach to an agreement as to how they can, how and which activities that they can take up. And of course, for the different events, right? Because the main issue is that we don't have enough freshmen don't have enough freshmen this year who are going to be seniors next year to take up positions. So what we are thinking of is to actually have a understudy some sort, right? That means we look for freshmen who are interested in planning for these events, and we plan together as well, right? So of course will be the people leading in the planning, and through this through the planning processes, the freshmen will be able to gain experience as to what are the different processes that they have to do in terms of seeking approval from the JCRC or the OSA. And these are the important processes whereby I think as a freshman myself, I'm also quite unsure. Only until when I take up the position as a keyword head, then I learn. So I think it is important for the freshmen, for those who are active and interested to learn and to lead, they voice it out, and we will also look and scout for people, and through this, we will be able to solve the continuity problem. Yeah.
Okay, thanks for the answer. Okay, one point to note about the succession issue is that it's very hard to see who is actually, like, they may be active in one sem, but the next sem they suddenly just die off. So that's one point to note lah. Okay. So I'll just move on to the next question. This one. Okay, because I wasn't really I think I was in the midst of discussion when y'all were presenting this. But where do y'all plan to the mural? Can y'all give me a recap?
Just along the corridor, the court hall, yeah, the notice board and then that whole stretch of wall. Yeah, so that part, yeah, we'll be putting it there.
Okay, so right, for the mural, right, okay, since that is a location, right, my issue is that, only people who will walk along that route will actually notice it, in the sense that, the way I foresee that is that pretty much only those who stay in GH will get to see it. Like like those who are in AD or CD, right? They'll probably just go up the bus staircase and go back to the rooms, and that's it. They will probably not even want to walk along that route unless they have CCAs or whatever. Then if you talk about, let's say E-Block, they will just go up all the way, go around here, and that's it. Like go to their rooms here. They probably won't even touch that area unless they have CCAs or whatever. So how will you address for me the issue is more of the publicity of the mural and making people aware of the mural. Yeah.
Regarding the obviousness or whether it is obvious to the residents not, right? I think there's a problem with the position, right? So, but not talking about the position first, right? I think one way that we can get everybody down to take a look at it and really look in detail about what we have done for the past 100 years is to have an unveiling ceremony. It's something like if you can picture it with me. It's one whole stretch and then there will be curtain, and then the hall master will pull and then open. It's like very grand. So that is one way that we can actually get people down to see the hall mural. And actually this thing we can also invite alumni back, and this will be a platform for us to sort of network gather back the alumni database, as I mentioned earlier on, right? So the problem about the position of the hall mirrors, right? We will rethink about it. So yeah, one possible idea would be in the dining hall, right? Maybe at that side, or if possible, we can put it here as well. That whereby there's more space for people to look and see. Yeah, so yeah, we will rethink about the positions again. Thank you for the question.
Okay, thanks for the answer. Okay, then the next question, right, is on the buddy system. Okay, so you know that currently, like, there is the exchange buddy system, right? But the thing is, the reality of the matter is that the exchange students, they actually, like, you know, cluster together. Like, I don't see the buddies anywhere. Okay, so the thing is, you can actually translate this problem as a potential problem to your buddy system. Like, people like may sign up already, but then like halfway down the road, they don't really care already. Yeah. So, how are you going to address the issue?
Okay, thank you for the question, Razak. Yeah, for this buddy system thing, right, yeah, we noticed that maybe some people, they might sign up, then later on they just sort of thing, right? So one of the solutions that we think of is that you can actually host some buddy event. So this buddy event is actually like maybe every 2 to 3 weeks, we will encourage or host an event when we need like maybe West Wing buddy and take down their juniors down and to have some activities. So it's like constantly we will have these things. And the benefit of these things actually when the seniors they bring their juniors down, right, they can actually introduce their juniors to other seniors as well. So we can actually expand their circles in this sort as well. Yeah. And moreover, we will constantly look out for the situation of our buddy team. So maybe our internal affairs director will constantly get updates from our buddies. So to make sure that they will have constantly participate in this buddy system. Yeah.
Hello, how are you? Just now you said that you'll get the internal affairs to try to look after the parties. Also try to get feedback from the parties. But I think the problem is more fundamental. Some parties just simply will not be active enough to make friends with the freshmen, make friends with the exchange student, whatever it is in the case. Okay? So, and I think this system is probably not workable, especially if you're getting every single senior to have one freshman, which is what the ratio would require.
We are not getting every single senior. We are getting seniors who are interested to sign up as the buddies. Yeah,
How many? What senior to how many?
We'll see. Depends on the sign-ups. Yeah. So if there's little sign-ups, actually we can get the block commerce, or the block heads can actually play an active role in getting the be a buddy as well. Yeah.
Block IC.
Something like that. It's just that because most of the block commerce will be freshmen themselves. So because the problem that we listed out is actually the lack of interaction between seniors and freshmen.
Okay, I got a suggestion taken from Shears Hall. Are you aware of how Shears Hall room draw works? You want to just first?
Is it?
Okay, I explain. I explain. Okay, for Shears Hall, how seniors choose their rooms is done this way. Seniors cannot move between blocks. Seniors are almost always staying on the same floor in the block. And the way Shears does it is that alternating rooms must be senior freshman, senior freshman. Do you think this sort of system would be a good idea to implement in KE so that there's more senior freshman interactions? Because currently, seniors tend to cluster together in one large group in certain areas of the floor. Like AV we have one cluster, education we have one cluster. Do you think this is a good idea? Do you like to implement?
Regarding the room draw system, right? I think to have alternating rooms of senior and freshmen is a bit difficult for us right now because most of the seniors are already used to staying with people people that we already know. So an improvement to what we can implement for the next year will be to actually have a ratio of seniors, freshmen, foreign students, and exchange students within the level. So it can be a half-half ratio. So that will solve the problem of having a level which is being occupied by all seniors. Yeah. And if we really want to alternate rooms, I think we can do it 2 by 2 instead of 1 by 1. Yeah, because I think most of the seniors will not be supportive of this idea whereby there's one senior, one freshman, one senior, one freshman. Yeah, because most of the seniors will want to stick with each other, I think. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah, it is a good suggestion to increase interaction between seniors and freshmen.
I got one. Oh, okay. I got one question. It's regarding the common TV session. I'm not sure whether you know. Like last year, I did JCRC people tried to do the running one, and as you all know, like after just the prize session, the turnout rate is less than 5 people, and they even forced a couple of people to run with them. Right? So how do you think about this practice?
Okay, this common decision thing, okay. So, okay, I will, because the reason that we want this common city session thing is actually to get more interaction between like different sports here. So, instead of just have this city session, right, maybe we can hold more events, something like, maybe different sports teams, they can have the training in the same venue. What I mean by same venue is that maybe touch rugby and maybe the frisbee, they can go training on the same day. So, and this will actually make us know like what other CCAs they are doing actually. And after that, maybe they can go for supper together. So actually the main motive for this session is actually to generate more relationship between CCAs itself. Yeah, and
to add on, right, actually for last year's Ivan's initiative, right, I think it started a bit too late in the year. Because if I remember correctly, it was started during SEM 2, and it was late in SEM 2, right? So if we really want this thing about of having a common PE session, and I think we should start it at the start of the year, whereby it becomes a habit from the start of the year already to have this either a running session at the start, whereby if you guys whereby the CCA leaders actually deconflict and just leave one day for this special PE session with all the CCAs. So I think if we really do start it at the start of the year, it will become a habit and people will continue coming down. Yeah.
I'm the frisbee vice captain for this year. I realized something about training like this. Frisbee and touch rugby actually share a lot of people in both CCA. So whenever frisbee have clashes with touch rugby, right, frisbee will have less than 10 people turn up. So how do you? So your 10 people work that way, right?
So yeah, the problem is that currently there's a lot of members with, as in having CCA or frisbee and touch rugby. Right? So I think this goes down to the lack of manpower of the CCAs. That's why there are many people who have the same CCAs as in they have both frisbee and touch rugby CCAs. So if we want to tackle this problem, one way that we mentioned earlier on is to actually really have the CCAs to include the recreational members to come down for trainings as well. But I think this part we will have to rethink it a bit. Yeah, because yeah.
Just a comment. All of us here agree that like all the different sports have sort of different PT
maybe one main thing, as in, one main thing that all the sports CCAs can do is to have a running session to improve stamina, as what Ivan did. Maybe that's one way that we can start off for the next year to be implement this. Yeah. For the run, is it? Oh. If it is going to be a running session which is participated by all the CCAs, I think it would be good to have a rotation system for those CCAs that actually participate in it. So then through this, they will actually share the responsibility and not depend on just one CCA or one person to conduct the running session. Yeah. The part about whether or not we want to push our own people or let them experience what they want, I think we need to find a balance between these two things. So to try to find a balance for these two things, right, I think we will have to conduct a meeting between all the sports CCA leaders as to what they want to achieve for the next year. And I think for most of the sports leaders, they will want to achieve better standings for the next year. So for them to achieve better standings, me and Gong Gan, we were discussing just now, and I think that we are ready, or we are ready to spend more on sports CCAs in terms of giving them more coaching fees if they require it. Of course, we will not spend everything on the sports CCAs, and it depends on how much they want, and we will sort of portion it appropriately between all the CCAs. And this will give them a sort of like, it's not like if we don't give them anything and we hope that they can achieve better standings, I think it is a bit unfair for them. Because if we really want them to achieve something, or we want to push them to achieve a higher standing or better standing, what we need to do is to give them more fundings in terms of coaching or better equipment. So that is the thing that we want to bring to the sports leaders. So that's all.
Yeah, I got a follow-up question from your one. So you want to do a system where like give more money to the sports in the hope that they will improve, correct? Okay, the problem is that as with all budgets, if you give more to a certain sector, you necessarily have to cut down from other sectors. So if you give more money to sports, KD strengths, high reductions in culture, you will necessarily have to reduce their budget. And you will get a problem, especially since KD sports are not strong in this space.
Okay, yeah, we do agree that actually our production and the culture systems are really good in terms of performance. And actually what we think is that because since just now we talked about the game production thing, right? And actually, we are thinking of generate more income ourselves instead of just a limited core fund that we already have. So one of our main objectives for this thing is actually to create a firm alumni network. And we do realize that as we remember, like Master did mention on the last formal hall dinner too, that one of the alumni is actually currently involved in those cultural CCAs, cultural sectors. So what we're planning is say maybe we can try to gain more funds from our alumni and get support from them. And if they are interested, right, maybe those alumni can help and come back to train us also. Yeah, so we will definitely not stop what we are good at, but we will find ways to find for more funds. Yeah.
Hello? Okay, in reply to that, what it sounds to me is that you're going to allocate a budget at the start of the semester. You're going to give less to culture and production and hope that other sources of funding will spring up to provide for culture and productions. Does that sound feasible? Isn't that kind of unfair to culture and production that, hey, you guys must go and find funding for yourselves because we're just going to give you less? Does that sound quite fair to you?
Yeah, we do agree that it's unfair for the team. So actually what we're planning to do is maybe, this is actually a long-term project. To find for sponsors from our online is actually a long-term project. So we can't actually assure that for the first year we can get funds and more funds and get sponsorship from the outside. So what we are going to do in this fund allocation, actually, we still have to discuss. We really still have to discuss whether, we still have to discuss with the CCS leaders. Yeah. And we really can't give a very firm answer now. Yeah.
If that's the case, then why would you give extra funding for coaching us? In other words, you can't really be here.
In terms of, if we really cannot have enough funds to support the sports CCAs, another thing we can do is actually through the master list applications. Because what we need is for the seniors to really recommend the good enough players, the really legit ones. So I think there needs to be a change in the process of the master list application whereby it's not about just seniors recommending the freshmen or what. We actually need to see whether their skills are there or not. So if we want to have more sportsmen who are really capable into coming, if we really want to improve the sports standings, I think we will have to do it, as in to get the freshmen who is applying for master list to come down and really show them their skills, and show us their skills.
Okay, reply to that. The same problem with budget applies. You have limited master list cases, but if you're going to allocate more to sportsmen in the master list, means that you necessarily are going to give less to the culture CCAs because of talent. Okay, that's one problem. The second problem, the second thing is just clarification. For master list, if I'm not wrong, only 10% comes from recommendations, right? In terms of the percentage, for master list score, only 10% comes from the recommendations of all leaders, right? Yes, only 10%. The other 90% is based on hopefully objective judging from the JCRC in terms of interview and the application letter and list of materials. Okay, let's just clarify. So the master list application is also geared towards getting senior recommendation. Okay, but the first part of the question was, master list, if you are going to give more to sports, you are going to give less to production and culture. So it's not quite an answer to the question of saying how you can boost sports by saying that, I'm going to do it this true. Because you're going to be reducing the talent and money available to other sectors of the core. It's a zero-sum game, unfortunately.
So that's why in order to think of what we want to achieve for the next year, we need to talk to the CCA leaders for the next year, which we haven't done so. Yeah, so for the past like 5 questions, yeah, it's all related to finding a balance, yeah, as you mentioned. So to find the balance, we will have to talk to the CCA leaders and yeah, find out what we can do for them as well. Yeah.
We have a lot of CCAs with a lot of coaching. Yes, we do have some CCAs with a lot of coaching, but are they really doing better than the rest? Does the coaching or spending more money really help in making KE stronger in sports in the first place? Because what I see is the other halls are more attractive in getting sports talents, and they are much more established as sports powerhouses. So they will always get the better sports players. And do you think spending more money will make us more competitive in sports, or do we just make the culture and the production side look good?
Okay, regarding the question about whether coaching really does help in terms of our sports settings, right? I think if we don't even give coaching to all the sports, I think it is very difficult for our sportsmen to improve. So I think it is definitely required for the sports to have some sort of funding in terms of for them to have a platform or have some chance to try to prove themselves to improve further. So that's why I think coaching funds is really still essential. Yeah, it's just about whether we and you mentioned a lot of sportsmen are actually still attracted to other halls. Yeah, but in this case, I think this year we've done really well in terms of attracting freshmen, because we've done really well for our open day whereby we did our flash mob, and we were even featured in the NUS page. So in this case, when a lot of freshmen is already already know what KE and what whether when the incoming freshmen already know that there's a KE7 whereby for and then we'll have a larger pool of people to choose from, and from that pool of people I think we can siphon out whether we can siphon out the sports talents that actually if they really do apply to our hall.
Yeah, okay, I will answer this question. So you said that, so actually what we can do now, as we said just now, is that actually like some of the halls, right, they will go and attract those good sportsmen into their hall, right? So because what we can actually do now is actually to attract more people to come here first. Then after we have selected those good players, right, what we can do is actually to make them stay for the next year. Because I think sports improvement is not a 1 year or 2 year thing. We need to have a very long period of time to see the effect. So actually what we can do is actually the continuity thing. We must make those sportsmen to feel that they are needed and they are proud to be one of the heroes. That's what we have mentioned just now. Yeah. So at the start it will be very hard because it's really true that everybody will just attracted to those call that you'll always be the winner. But what we can do now is actually really just to try to make them stay and try to give them responsibility and try to persuade them to improve our sports team together. Yeah. Is there any follow-up?
People at the back and people who haven't asked any questions, it's your last chance to ask questions. Yeah.
during the current JCRC, you are not barred from asking questions. Okay, good. So, is there anyone? Not the mic will be busy. Okay, so this is the mic.
Okay, I want to ask is how do you plan to instill this K-pride, like pride for me, going to be through sports, can be through anything else, let's say, like overall plan to instill a pride in Indians. I know 100 years is a good plan, and we can have one next.
Oh yeah, you said the K-pride thing, right? Yeah. Actually, to instill such a attitude to all the members in this hall in just 1 year is actually not enough. So actually what we can do is actually, like what we have done just now, we need to increase like participation from all the hall residents in our hall. So it's something like like what we have said just now. We want to make everybody feel that we are good at something, because hall activities not just merely consist of sports team itself. So we can let them, we can slowly instill them that we must look at the bright side of our hall itself. And what we have done, what we're going to do for the hall mural thing is something like to make all of us know where we are come from, and to really know that from the past 100 years what we are really achieving and what we are able to be proud of this thing. And for the sports thing, right, to instill this pride thing, I think we admit that it's really hard, because our sports performance in terms of overall performance is not that good for the basic things. But what we can do is actually, like what I said just now, to do with pride. So actually, this to do with pride thing is actually, we want to encourage the sports leader to not give up hope and to not give up faith. So yeah, so it's like something like, because from what we have noticed, like for those IHG competitions, right, although some hall they are not good at certain sports, but we still can see their supporters there. So actually what we are going to have is something like this. Although we are not good at certain sports, although we are confirmed that we are going to lose in this match itself, but at least if all the supporters, we have the supporters there, at least we lose with pride instead of lose with nothing. Yeah, so it really turns back to forming more bond and relationship between the CCAs and also like every one of us. Yeah.
I'd like to ask, do you encourage new initiatives from residents? And if you do, how would you help them in carrying out the new initiatives?
Okay, so regarding the initiatives, right, actually, we really encourage people to give up initiatives. But for the Bridge Cup thing, right, even though that maybe we agree that it's possible to become a regular CCA, but what we think that is we need to make sure that every hall members they do agree with this plan itself. So what we can do is actually to encourage you to have some achievement and some result in your disinterest group itself first. So we have more reasons and more words, and we can be more persuasive in getting it approved as a regular CCA. Yeah. Is there any follow-up?
Okay, I'm Mervin. I'd like to ask a question now. Okay, because recently I interviewed some people for IJRC, and how will you try to solve this problem?
Burning, right? Yeah. With regards to the semester 2 people or the semester 2 new intake, right? I think we will definitely still treat them as a keyword because once a keyword, always a keyword, right? Yeah. And what the things that we are going to implement from the start of semester 1, we will also implement it as in or have it continue from semester 2. So maybe to have the semester 2 intake to feel more welcome and all, we can also have the seniors to sign up as the buddy to really bring them into the group that they already have. Yeah, I think that is one way that we can make them feel more welcome or feel more belonging to the block or to our home.
Alright, thank you guys, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming and asking us questions. I will now hand over the time. Remaining time, we have 10 minutes so that to make a closing address. If there are any questions or reactions, you can direct them to election committee. I think any questions about their campaign, you can direct it to the candidates themselves. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. To close, right? Firstly, I would like to thank everybody for coming down. Be it to listen to our plans for the next year or to ask the questions, that you have in mind. Because we really appreciate the questions that you have. Because if you guys have questions, that means that you actually think about KE and you have concerns that you want to voice it out for us to listen to. And of course, with regards to the questions that you guys have asked or have not asked, right, we will still listen to all of your feedback. And for the questions that we just now didn't really answer properly or what, right, we will rethink about it, alright? We will rethink the questions and come up with better solutions or come up with better measures to tackle the issue that you guys have. Because I think right now it's a bit too little time for us to plan out what the problems that you guys have. And do feel free to approach us if you still have any doubts about our plans that we have for the next year. And if there are any suggestions or any improvements that we can make for our current plans, also do feel free to tell us. Remember, I'll be at supper tomorrow, last supper, right? Okay. And of course, every one of you is very important. Be it the people sitting right here or the people performing at Dance Uncensored, because a lot of people are not here because of Dance Uncensored, performing or supporting their dancing friends. And all of you guys are Kevians, and like I said, once a Kevian, always a Kevian. And that is one thing that I want to emphasize on. Without the residents, we will not be able to carry out our plans. And that is why we need all of your support. And like the first slide that we had in the presentation just now earlier on, we want to represent K7 as a tree, which actually is home to many organisms, many animals, many insects. And really, you can think of yourselves as organisms living in a tree, or maybe your ideas or you yourself are actually the elements that actually contribute to the growth of the tree. So we really need your support in sustaining the growth of K7, right? And I hope that you guys have all learned more about our ideas and plans for the next year. And all these things which can actually impact and make an improvement in the problems that we listed out. And through these plans or proposal or ideas that we have, right, I think that there are ways we can achieve our objectives, which is, and also our core motto, which is to seek, to strive, and to serve. And once again, we are Team GC, consisting of me, Kim Joo, and Kok Liang. And we will go great lengths to solve your problems, right? Of course, sometimes the problems we will need more time to think about it, right? And once we have a proper plan, we will get back to you, right? And if you guys have missed out some of the presentation, we will have the election form and to help us upload it onto the online resources page. So if you need to refer it back and still have any questions about our plans, you can look at it at the resources page. And I think Motion is recording us right now. Yeah. So you guys can actually take a look at the video and don't spread this to all of your friends who are not here today, so that they can actually know what we are planning for the next year. And yeah, all that we need is really your trust. Yeah, trust that you can count on us. And next week Tuesday will be the voting day, right? Yeah. So support us and give us the vote of confidence, right? And we seek for all of your support, so that we can serve all of you and strive for the best for our all. Right? Thank you and have a good week ahead.